Hi, welcome to Ikate's Crossing. As you can see, I've pulled everything out. It makes it so much easier. I'm so wrapped. It just arrived. Love the two-piece box. The little box inside. It's absolutely gorgeous. I think it's really nicely done. Now, I've already read through the guidebook. Now, please, you guys are going to get really confused when you read the guidebook because a couple of small things here. They've put potions and candles round the wrong way. Candles, they've said, represents emotions, relationship, and imagination and corresponds with water, when it should have been the suit of potions. Potions represents water. Candles should represent adventures, creativity, and inspiration, with courageous and passionate, and corresponds with the element fire. So those are the two things that you need to think about when you're getting this deck out. If you've got it, there is a mistake in the guidebook in regards to that. Now, the only reason why I know that is because I did read through the guidebook completely, and it does have candles as fire and potions as water. So they are the first two things. Now, the other ones that are correct, of course, is pumpkins are earth and lightning is wind. So I might dive into this later and do a bit of a thing with it, because if anyone's sort of got a little bit confused with it, just knowing that that's the right way, that candles is fire and potions is water. That's your big thing. Pumpkins is earth and lightning is wind or air. Okay, so that's your big thing. Other than that, it's absolutely awesome. I love the first part here where it says, dead man's toe and oil of boil, newt and pox and cauldron broil. Into this deck shall you peer, for present, past, and future near. I love that. I reckon that's awesome. So it's really well written. There's lots of good information in regards to using the tarot and that sort of thing, understanding your tarot deck, of course, except for those couple of little bits and pieces I've just said, which I wanted to sort of point out straight away. That's the only thing that needs to be fixed in the guidebooks when they're going to do it, is there is that error in regards to that. So I reckon the major arcana, it's all fully, each card is fully coloured inside the book. There's a good page for the major arcana there. Of course, for each one, there's also, there is a bit of information for each card. And for the minor arcana, you can see there's a little bit of information there as well. It talks about the upright and the reversals for each of the cards. So that's really cool. And then at the end of the book, it does talk about tarot reading. There's a little magic in everything we do. Taking your little sister out to trick or treat could turn into a great adventure, or passing a note to the person you have crush on could result in a new romance. Caring for your deck. Preparing to read tarot. Some spreads. We've got Wisdom of the Witches. A question lies within thy heart, an ember now growing to a spark. In 3 cards thy answers wait, to tell thee yes or tell thee nay. Interesting. The Cat's Eye. A choice to make now lies ahead, one that fills thy heart with dread. There is no time to hesitate. Let the cards guide thy fate. Oh, I love that. Let's have a look. Hocus Pocus. What waits ahead, what's left behind, what now waits these by thy side? Peer deep into the moon-filled night and find the gift of mystic sight. Oh, that's really cool. Talks a little bit about the authors and then a little bit about the artist with his Drea D. So she's an Drea D is an illustrator of the strange, unusual, and geeky. She spends all her time in her lair making fan art, casually threatening greeting cards and fantasy pins with her goblins in the Pacific Northwest. She loves telling stories with her illustrations and hiding secrets in her pieces. There's tons of wacky things happening on her Etsy and Patreon. You can find out what she's up to at Linktree dread.art, DREA.D.ART, if you're interested. Okay, so what I like about these cards, is I have had a look through. I think it shows the characters, but it shows more than just the characters. They're doing something. They're not just the characters on their own. They're actually doing something, so I think that's quite cool. So let's have a look at each of the cards here. We've got the Fool, Magician, High Priestess, the Empress, Emperor. We've got the Hierophant. We've actually just got the book there, which is quite cool. The Lovers. It's got a phone number on it. 2 people holding hands with a number in between. Handing over a phone number. That's quite cool. Right. The Chariot. Strength. The Hermit. The Wheel of Fortune. Justice. Suspension. Transformation. Temperance. Now, instead of the Devil, he's called the Master. So that's the change there. That's the only one that's sort of different. Okay, so now let's look at. Okay, now we talked about potions as being water. So we're starting with the King, Queen, Knight, which is a bit different, and the Page. Okay, so now we've got the Ace. Now what I like about the minor arcana is you can actually see that something's happening within the card. It's not just the 2 bottles of potion standing in the card. They're actually doing something, so I quite like that idea. So I quite like that there's more to the card than just showing, and some of them do have characters in it, but mostly it's the potion bottles. Right, candles. Queen, Knight. Okay, so the Ace. So we've got candles, but we've got something going on in the picture as well, which is quite cool, which I think is quite neat. So I'll need to read it a bit more to see what they say about each of the cards, but I just thought they were quite well done. So just going through the pumpkins, which is the earthy card. It's the earth cards, the pentacles, the coins. Okay. Oops. Okay, the lightning, of course, is ear. So swords. They made sense. The the suits they've got here, the minor arcana, does make sense when you when you realize the mistake they've made in the entry to the book. Not the actual cards themselves, but not the minor arcana themselves, but just at the beginning bit there. Right, now there's a bit of a funny bend to them for some reason. Oh, that's a bit funny. So as you can sort of see, so I'm going to have to do a bit of a shuffle here. I think shuffling them is going to make a difference. Once I sort of shuffle them up a bit, get them a bit muddled up. It's going to take a bit of a shuffle. I love the back of the cards. I reckon they're pretty cool. It'll take some time to move to. Okay. So let's have a look. Tell me about the stick. Two of Lightning. I feel like I'm going to find myself at a bit of a crossroads with the stick. I think it's going to give me a lot of options. It's going to allow things to be final. It's going to give me I'm going to find myself at a bit of a crossroads, and so this is where this deck's going to be really good. It's going to allow things to end, give me opportunities. I feel like there's going to be a lot of learning, a lot of discovery as well with this deck. And I think it's going to bring a sense of wholeness, family, a sense of unity within myself as well. I think quite good, quite like it. So yeah, I think it's an awesome deck. I think it's really beautifully done. I think, I know the cardstock might not be that great to everybody. They may not like the, but overall I think it is a really good deck. I think it's really well done. It's not that, I need to, feels like it's being bent a little bit. So it makes it, but it might be all right once it's sort of play with it a bit and have a bit of a shuffle when it's used quite a lot. So yeah, anyway, that's it from me. Don't forget to check the links down below. Check the links on my channel. Like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you know when the next video will be uploaded. Take care and blessed be.